Have you ever woken up and for a few seconds you didn't know who you were? Not where you were, who you were. In that brief moment, something strange happens. Your memories hesitate, your identity reloads, and only then reality comes back online. We call what happens before that a dream. But what if dreams are not meaningless images? What if they are moments where reality loosens its grip? In this episode, we're not asking what dreams mean. We're asking something far more uncomfortable. What dreams reveal about reality itself? Every human being dreams. Cultures change, languages change, beliefs change, but dreams don't. Long before science, long before writing, long before cities, humans were already dreaming. Fear feels the same. Falling feels the same. Being chased feels the same. Losing someone feels the same. A child in Africa, a scientist in Europe, a monk in isolation, a soldier on the battlefield. When they dream, their emotions follow the same patterns. This is not cultural. It is biological. Or at least, that's what we assume. But here's where things start to feel uncomfortable. People who lose their sight later in life still dream in images. And even more strangely, people born blind, people who have never seen light, colour, or form, describe dreams with space, movement, distance, and presence, not memories, not imagination, experience. This suggests something important. Dreams do not depend entirely on the senses. They do not require eyes or ears or even a clear connection to the physical world. They generate reality internally. And that raises a quiet but dangerous question. If dreams are universal, and if they operate beyond culture and sensation, what exactly is it that all of us are accessing when we sleep? Because whatever it is, it doesn't belong to just one of us. When you dream, something happens that should not be possible. You are conscious, but you are not awake. You don't observe the dream like a movie. You don't question it like a thought. You exist inside it. You make decisions. You choose where to run. You decide whom to trust. You react to danger before you have time to think. And the strangest part is not what happens in the dream. It's what doesn't happen. At no point do you ask yourself, is this real? The environment is accepted instantly. The rules are obeyed automatically. Even when the dream makes no sense, you can breathe underwater. You can fly without wings. You can meet people who no longer exist. And none of it feels strange until you wake up. This should disturb us, because consciousness is often described as something that depends on the physical world, on sensory input, on the body, on interaction with reality. But in dreams, the body is disconnected. The eyes are closed. The muscles are paralyzed. The external world is silent. And yet, awareness continues. A full sense of self persists, complete with fear, desire, memory, and intention. This means something uncomfortable. Consciousness does not require the waking world to function. It can exist in a reality that is entirely internal and still feel complete. Which leads to a question most people avoid asking. If the mind can generate a convincing reality while asleep, why are we so certain that waking reality is fundamentally different? Because from the inside, every reality feels real. Long before neuroscience, long before psychology, humans treated dreams very differently than we do today. They did not see dreams as noise. They saw them as places. In ancient Mesopotamia, dreams were believed to come from outside the self. Messages sent from gods, spirits, or forces that did not belong to the waking world. In ancient Egypt, dreams were carefully recorded, interpreted, and even prepared for. Certain temples were built specifically for dream incubation, places where people would sleep with the intention of entering another layer of reality. To the ancient Greeks, dreams were not illusions. They were crossings, moments when the boundary between humans and the unseen became thin. Different cultures, different gods, the same assumption. Dreams were not created by the individual mind. They were accessed. This idea survived into modern thought in a quieter form. Carl Jung described dreams as expressions of the collective unconscious, a shared mental layer beneath personal identity. A space filled with symbols, patterns, and images that no single person could claim ownership of. That idea unsettles us for a reason. Because if dreams draw from something collective, then what you experience at night is not entirely yours. The fear you feel, the places you recognize, the faces that appear without explanation. They may not originate inside you. They may be fragments of something humanity has always returned to. When consciousness loosens its grip on the waking world. And if that's true, then dreams are not random stories created by isolated minds. They are shared territory, visited alone, but never truly private. Modern science tells us something strange about reality. At its deepest level, the universe does not behave like solid matter. In quantum physics, particles do not have fixed properties until they are observed. Possibility exists first. Reality comes later. This idea unsettles us because it suggests that observation is not passive. It participates. Now consider what happens in a dream. There is no external world feeding information into the mind. No light entering the eyes. No sound reaching the ears. And yet, a world appears. Space unfolds. Time flows. Objects behave consistently. The dream does not exist until you experience it. The moment awareness enters, the environment renders itself around you. This is uncomfortable for a reason, because it mirrors how reality behaves at the most fundamental level we know. In both cases, observation precedes structure. Without awareness, there is no experience world. This doesn't mean dreams are quantum experiments, but it raises a disturbing parallel. If consciousness can generate a coherent reality internally, one that follows rules, continuity, and cause, then reality itself may not be as independent as we assume. The difference between waking and dreaming may not be existence versus illusion. It may simply be which system is providing the rules. And that leads to a question with no comfortable answer. Is consciousness reacting to reality? Or is reality responding to consciousness? There is a moment in dreaming that changes everything. A moment so brief that most people miss it. The realization, the instant you think, this isn't real. Lucid dreaming begins here. But what matters is not the control that follows. What matters is what happens before control. In that instant, the dream does not collapse. You don't disappear. The world doesn't vanish. Awareness simply sharpens. The environment remains. The rules remain. But now you see them. This is deeply unsettling. Because it reveals something most people never question. Reality does not end when you stop believing in it. It adapts. The dream continues to exist even after you recognize it as a dream. Which means belief is not what sustains it. Awareness is. And this raises a dangerous implication. If awareness alone is enough to stabilize an entire world, then the power of consciousness has been vastly underestimated. Not as imagination, not as illusion, but as a structuring force. A force capable of entering a reality, recognizing it, and still remaining inside it. And if that's possible in dreams, then the line between observer and participant may be far thinner than we are comfortable admitting. We like to believe that dreams are messages, symbols to decode, hidden meanings waiting to be understood. But what if that assumption is wrong? What if dreams are not trying to tell us anything at all? Consider this. Dreams appear every night, regardless of whether we remember them. They do not wait for interpretation. They do not stop when ignored. They continue, silent, persistent, automatic. That behavior looks less like communication and more like a system running in the background, a process, something consciousness does, not something it receives. In dreams, the mind simulates entire worlds without consequences, fear without injury, loss without permanence, death without an ending. Every night, consciousness rehearses existence in a space where failure costs nothing. This reframes dreams in an unsettling way, not as stories, not as metaphors, but as training environments, places where awareness experiments with perception, emotion, and identity before returning to the physical world. If that's true, then dreams are not a side effect of consciousness. They are part of its architecture, and that leads to a question we rarely ask. If dreams are where consciousness practices reality, then what exactly is waking life for? If dreams are functional, if they are environments where consciousness rehearses reality, then one question becomes unavoidable. Why do they feel so real? Not symbolic, not abstract, real. Pain in dreams can make you wake up shaking. Fear can follow you into the morning. Loss can leave emotional traces that last for days. These are not illusions that vanish when you open your eyes. They persist, which means consciousness does not clearly distinguish between real and experienced. It responds to both in almost the same way. This is the uncomfortable implication. If the mind treats experienced reality as real enough, then the authority of the physical world begins to weaken. Reality stops being defined by matter. It starts being defined by presence, by attention, by awareness. This reframes waking life itself. Perhaps the reason we trust this world more than our dreams is not because it is fundamentally different, but because we share it. Millions of minds reinforcing the same structure, the same rules, the same continuity, a consensus reality. And if that's true, then dreams are not false realities. They are private ones, smaller, temporary, but built from the same material, consciousness experiencing itself, which leads to a final, unsettling thought. If shared awareness can stabilize a world, then reality is not as solid as it feels. It is something that must be constantly maintained. And that means it can also be lost. After everything we've considered, one detail becomes impossible to ignore. Dreams are not rare events. They don't happen to a few people, in special moments, under unusual conditions. They happen every night, to almost everyone. Which means this is not a mystery happening somewhere far away. It's something waiting for you at the end of the day. Tonight, when you turn off the lights, your body will become still. Your senses will fade. And yet, something in you will remain active. It will create space. It will generate movement. It will assign meaning. You won't decide to believe it. You will simply accept it. Completely. Just as you always do. And when you wake up, you will call it a dream. Not because it wasn't real, but because it ended. That distinction matters more than we admit. Because the difference between dreams and waking life may not be truth versus illusion. It may simply be which reality you return to in the morning. Dreams don't give us answers. They give us perspective. They show us that reality is not defined only by matter, but by awareness, presence, and experience. Every night, consciousness proves that it can build a world, enter it fully, and believe in it without hesitation. And if that's possible in sleep, then our confidence in waking reality deserves to be questioned. Because once you realize how easily a world can feel real, a far more unsettling question appears. What happens when a reality doesn't end because you wake up, but because it collapses? In the next episode, we'll explore the ultimate boundary, the end of worlds themselves, not through fear or prophecy, but through evidence, probability, and belief. Apocalypse scenarios. Will science be right? Or has humanity always sensed its own ending? If this journey challenged the way you see reality, stay with the channel, like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment, because the questions ahead won't be about dreams. They'll be about whether reality itself is fragile